Hey there, Jessica Guthrow from LiveLeanTV.com. Today I wanted to share with you 3 reasons why your knees might be hurting you when you work out. No, I'm not a physical therapist, and this video is really not intended for people who have like chronic knee pain or knee pain caused by a trauma of some sort, like you fell, broke your knee. This is for people who have that little nagging bit of knee pain when they're doing things like squats and lunges. Knee pain that's related more to weaknesses and imbalances and the form just being a little bit off. So I just want you to know that up front. If you have some like serious knee pain or knee pain that was from an accident, then you should see a doctor about it. If you do have that kind of confusing knee pain, just like extra soreness the day after a workout or just during your workout, you feel like too much pressure and strain on your knees, then this video is for you. So I'm gonna go over the top 3 things I see people doing wrong in the gym and ways that form can be just slightly off that can put too much stress on the knees and really make your knees hurt, and ways that you can strengthen those muscles that are weak to help straighten out your form. Okay, so come on into the gym with me, and first we're gonna go over the mistakes and why they cause pain. Now the first one, and I think this is the #1 most common that I see anyway, is people leaning too far forward, just putting too much of your body weight towards the front of your body. So that just causes too much pressure on your knees because obviously your knees are in the front. You want to shift that weight back to your hips. And so in other words, sticking your butt out behind you. That's what's gonna help take the pressure off your knees and put it on to your hips, which are a much stronger, sturdier joint, and your glutes are a much larger muscle group. And every time you squat or do a lunge, you should be feeling it primarily in the back of your body, so the glutes and the hamstrings. The most obvious sign of this is when your heels are lifting off the ground. So if you notice that your toes are heavy in the ground and then your heels are lifting off the ground, that's a sign that you're front heavy when you're doing your exercises. So this goes not just for squats, but also for lunges, also for step-ups, really any knee bending exercise. You always want to shift your weight back more onto your heels. Ideally, you have an even weight distribution between heels and the ball of your foot, but it should definitely be more heel heavy, especially if you're experiencing knee pain. Now, making this simple, just weight shift, just leaning back a little bit more in all of your exercises, not only does it reduce your knee pain, but it also gives you better results. You're gonna get more sculpted glutes and hamstrings. It helps you tighten and tone that area. So this is a really important tip to master. If you're having trouble feeling this, and no matter how hard you try, you still feel the pressure on the front of your foot and on your knees, then here's a couple of exercises you can do to help train yourself. Walk directly up to a wall or a mirror. Place your feet about 2 to 3 inches from the base of the wall. Then squat down with your hands up in a goalpost position and go down as low as you can without falling down backwards. Ideally, you want to get down to 90 degrees, but if you can't, then just stop as low as you can go without falling back. You should notice how it feels to have all the pressure in your heels and shifting your hips so far back because your knees have no choice. If this feels easy for you, you can move your toes all the way up to the base of the board like this and continue doing reps with your body as close to the wall as possible. You also have to keep your torso super upright because you can't lean forward doing this, so you're gonna feel your back muscles working as well, which is a really important part of the squat. So do as many reps as you can of these until you feel tired, then take a little rest break and do it again. Another way you can practice sitting further back in your squats is to put a bench behind you and do what's called a bench squat. So make sure you have it far enough behind you that you have to reach for it with your bottom, and you can either sit down on the bench or you can put it a couple more inches back so you just barely tap the front edge of it. Now the second one is the knees buckling inwards towards each other. This is so dangerous and the most common cause of ACL tears, which as you probably know is super common, especially for female athletes, because we have a larger Q angle, meaning our hips are wider naturally than where our knees are, so they tend to angle that way naturally. But when we have weak outer thigh muscles, our knee can cave in too much, and that's really bad, especially when you're landing from a jump or you're squatting with heavy weight. You definitely don't want your knees buckling in towards each other. It's much better and safer for you to be pushing your knees outward when you're doing squats, when you're doing lunges, step-ups, any knee bending exercise. You want to err more towards the outside. So that doesn't mean excessively pushed outward. Straight would be ideal, but if you turn your toes slightly outward and you track your knees over your toes, like meaning you point your knees in the same direction that your toes are. That's gonna be so much safer for you and help you balance out the strength of your inner and outer thighs. Not only will this little form change also help protect your knees from future injuries, it will also make them feel better and help you develop a more balanced shape with your lower body. And the third most common mistake is initiating movements at the knees instead of initiating them at the hips. So when you're doing a squat or a lunge or even a step up, any knee bending exercise, you want your hips to be the first thing that moves. And a lot of people think moving at the knees first is the correct way to do it. It's a knee bending exercise, the knees should move first, but that's actually not the truth. You want to start with your hips and then only start to bend your knees once you've got as low as you can. Start the move at your hips and finish it by bending your knees. Like I said before, the hips are a much sturdier muscle joint. The muscles surrounding the hips are much stronger than the ones surrounding the knees. So initiating movements always at the hips first is going to help keep you safe and help give you better results. Your knees are so precious and also so delicate at the same time. So do everything in your power to help protect them and prevent injuries so that you can continue to work out without knee pain for your entire life. The great thing is when you do correct the imbalances and you do start training with perfect form, you will experience no knee pain. Some people just claim to have bad knees, but I have seen it fixed in so many of my clients by just shifting their form a little bit and monitoring the way they do their exercises. It's actually really amazing what you can do. Don't think that you're stuck with your knee pain. You can fix it, but it is going to take a lot of work and time and retraining of your mind to think about your knees in a different way. So just make sure that you're always initiating your movements at the hips. You're never jarring on your knees. Make sure that anytime you're descending, you're doing so slowly and carefully like a ninja. Make sure you don't have an excessive forward lean in any of your exercises. Lean back and put the pressure on your heels. And then of course, work on strengthening those outer thighs to make sure that your knees don't buckle in towards each other. So following those simple tips, I think you'll have a much better time working out without knee pain, and you'll be able to get better results from all of the workouts that you follow. If you want to get access to the best training programs on the planet, then join us in teamlivelean.com. We just did a major upgrade of the site. It's so much more mobile friendly now and it's so easy to use. The workouts are really awesome. Every single workout includes a warm up and a cool down and videos for each exercise so you can see what the perfect form looks like and then match your form to that so you stay safe, you don't cause yourself injuries, and you get the best results out of your time. Not only that, but daily meal plans as well, so you know exactly what to eat to fuel your lean, sexy body and shed off the unwanted body fat. So join us in teamlivelean.com, become a member, and then start doing our workouts. I'll talk to you on the inside of there. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you at the next one. In the meantime, keep living lean.